Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Strengthen up your aura just like Goku and balance out psychologically and emotionally. Further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to Great Days. Now today I got an astrological read on the latest transit, which is the full moon in Capricorn, and I'm basically going to go over all of the energies and individually what we are seeing, and also collectively what we will see as well. So today's video is full moon in Capricorn. Get right into it. So if you did not experience the full moon last night, then get out into nature tonight and get to soaking up those energies. All right, the full moon actually took place last night, and usually I do these videos the night or the day before or the day of the full moon, but today I actually decided to do it afterwards so I can actually use the energy of the full moon to basically get the video out. So the full moon was actually last night, and it was very, very beautiful. Okay, I actually cleansed a pendant that I was given that will actually have me more structured in my thoughts, which is a very Capricornus trait. So you can see the synchronicity going on in my life individually, and I'm sure that collectively you are seeing some synchronicity as well, or even some of the drive or the succession of worldly pursuits as well. Okay, so first and foremost, the full moon in Capricorn is a very significant event when it comes to balancing out our material and our spiritual perspectives. Okay, so first I'm going to break down the moon and the sign of Capricorn. So the moon is actually feminine in nature, and it is very emotional as well. Feminine is all about internalizing oneself to come into understanding our emotional fluctuations or our magnetic fluctuation. Okay, emotional and magnetic bodies are the exact same. All right, there's the magnetic body and there's the emotional body, but emotions are our magnetic field. Okay, so the moon is all about reception. So when we see a full moon, we are being granted a high sense of receptivity to a lot more of what life has to offer, and this actually brings us to a state of healing and nurturing ourselves as well. Okay, so the sign of Capricorn is an earth sign and is actually feminine in nature as well, meaning Capricorn will internalize us as well and is also emotional or magnetic in nature, okay? And Capricorn actually rules the process of human growth and development, both from a spiritual perspective and a material perspective, okay? So it balances us out greatly. First from a material perspective or a material sense, and then from a spiritual sense, okay, as well. And also Capricorn, when in rule, brings us the necessary drive to strive towards some of the higher successions in life, or some of the heights of our life, okay? So just like a mountain goat strives to climb the mountain, Capricorn, symbolized by the sea goat, actually brings us the exact same drive to climb those mountains or those heights in life, okay? So symbolically, Capricorn is actually the sea goat, and this is half goat and half fish, and this is actually corresponding to the balancing out of the material and spiritual perspectives as well, okay? In the way that the goat, or the upper half, actually corresponds to the material perspective, and the bottom half, the fish, actually corresponds to the spiritual perspective, okay? Because in symbology, water is spirituality, okay? And anytime you see a sign that is watery in nature or water in nature, like fish, we are symbolically dealing with spirituality, okay? So like I said, the sea goat actually symbolizes the balancing out of the material perspective and the spiritual perspective as well, okay? So the full moon in Capricorn is actually bringing us receptivity to a heightened sense of emotional vulnerability, or just emotional perspective or openness, to the point where we can then integrate ourselves into living within that higher life, which is the peak of the mountain, okay, that the goat climbs. First, we are seeing a lot of drive, okay, during this time from Capricorn, and this, for myself, I have felt tremendously in the way that the past few days I have been dropping in energy and kind of straying away from my worldly pursuits, like making great, accurate videos with a lot of energy behind it. And even my yoga and meditation sessions have been a little falling, you know. I have been rushing through them, and I have been lacking a little bit in the drive. But with the full moon yesterday, today I have actually been revitalized in that drive to strive towards the heights of where it is that I'm trying to get in the world, or other words, in my worldly successions, okay, or my worldly pursuits. I am feeling more of that earthy drive and integrating force to basically culminate myself into you know, developing my personal process of growth. And I have felt this for myself individually. Like I said, I have been granted the drive once again to go and perfect my yoga sessions, and even become more still in my meditation as well, and even in my YouTube or my video making. Okay, I am feeling that drive, I am feeling that sturdiness, I am feeling that practical materiality or worldly pursuits. Okay, so like I said, the full moon is going to make us more receptive to some of the higher spiritual structurization that we are integrating during this time, in order to bring ourselves to a state of evolution, in order to basically live within the soul, or set on the path of self-initiation and further self-realization, that we are not a physical ego or just a physical body, but we are also, and more so, and more importantly, a soul. Okay, and Capricorn is great for balancing out the physical and the spiritual. So once you start succeeding in some of your worldly pursuits, which is what the full moon will bring you to, you will then realize that you do not need to identify all the time with the ego or even your personality, but that once you reach those successions in the worldly pursuits, like the goat climbing to the top of the mountain and reaching the top of the mountain, you then will understand that there's limitations to your personality. And when in understanding that there's limitations to your physical personality, this is what brings you to the soul. Okay, and this is just the balancing or the shifting from the physical, the earthly, to the spiritual. Okay, and once you start shifting to the spiritual, you set on the path of self-initiation, and further, after setting on the path of self-initiation, you then come into self-realization of your true nature of being a god or a goddess, and also a soul, pure eternal energy or consciousness. Okay, and Capricorn is perfect for having some people in their worldly pursuits with that drive of earthy material practicality, and also Capricorn is perfect for having others on the path of self-realization or self-initiation into the soul, or into your true natures, your eternal nature. Okay, or it can Capricorn can actually have us balancing out between the two, which is what I am being brought to during this time, like in the way that I am striving towards my worldly pursuits, but also with yoga and meditation, I am also coming into that self-realization that I am purely energy and I am an eternal soul. Okay, which is that path of self-initiation, and also that further has me being of a service to humanity in the way that I'm astrologically giving everybody the energy readings that they need in order to synchronize with the entire cosmos. So collectively, we should all see some sense of balancing from the earthy or the worldly or the ego into the spiritual and the higher or the mountaintop. Okay, and it is a great time for striving towards your highest life. Like I said, this full moon is bringing us the reception that is needed in order to actually bring us the integration or the healing that will actually structurize us to come into going from the material into the spiritual. And I was actually going to have you come into the realization that the emotional state or your emotional field, part of your aura, which is the second layer of your aura actually, is also our magnetic field. So the emotional and the magnetic field are the exact same. The second layer of the aura, if you can see it, you are in a higher dimensional perspective as well. So The second layer of our aura is actually our emotional body, but the emotional body is the exact same as the magnetic body or the magnetic field, and Capricorn is perfect for having us structurize our emotional states, especially with the moon, especially with them both being feminine and internalizing in nature, and further allowing us to structure that emotional field to integrate a more communicative and practical sense of emotional vulnerability and openness to each other. Okay, so this is also just magnetic fluctuation as well, because when emotionally fluctuating at a amplified sense, it is the same as the Earth's magnetic field or our personal microcosmic magnetic field fluctuating or being amplified and decreased as well. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video today on the full moon in Capricorn. I basically just clarified everything up, brought you into reception, and astrologically synchronized you into the solar system as well. So I do thank you guys for watching. Subscribe over here to the left of me. Drop a like on this video to the right of me and support my channel. Help me reach 50 subs. Generate some static electricity from your ethereal body. It needs to be realized and strengthened for the collective rise in consciousness, especially during this time. I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace out and enjoy the moon tonight.